Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you joining us for Destination Gettysburg's 2025 annual meeting. I'd like to start by acknowledging our elected officials and government representatives, many of whom are here tonight. We'd like to acknowledge Dr. John Joyce, United States Congressman, Torrin Ecker, Pennsylvania State Representative, Charles Gable, Gettysburg Borough Manager, Chrissy Redding, Adams County Treasurer, Tammy Myers, Adams County Controller, Randy File, and Marty Qualley, Adams County Commissioners. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I should have known that Marty Qualley would be the one who would be coming out. Tonight's theme is Celebrating the Past, Creating the Future. This year marks Destination Gettysburg's 70th anniversary. The organization was incorporated in 1955 to promote Gettysburg and Adams County to potential visitors and to bring businesses to the area. We'll look at how the organization has accomplished that mission while evolving over the years. We'll also hear about Destination Gettysburg's tourism promotion work in 2024 and what's coming next in the tourism industry. Carl Peterzak, Destination Gettysburg's president, will reflect on highlights of the last 70 years of tourism in Gettysburg. He'll also share insights on the current state of tourism and what he and his team are working on to ensure the continued success of tourism in Gettysburg and Adams County. Here's Carl.
Thank you, Timbrel. Timbrel, thank you. We look forward to many successes over the next 2 years with you as our board chair. And I want to thank Andrea Prue and the hotel staff here at the Hotel Gettysburg for hosting us tonight and for this wonderful dinner. I also want to thank our dedicated team at Destination Gettysburg and our board of directors for their commitment to this organization and the hard work that they do every day. Will the staff and board members please stand up to be recognized? Thank you for everything you do. I also want to acknowledge our hospitality partners and your employees. You create the experiences that bring millions of visitors to Gettysburg and Adams County every year. So welcome to Destination Gettysburg's 2025 annual meeting. Last year was another strong year for tourism in Adams County, and we have lots of highlights to share with you tonight. And part of our event tonight is a celebration of Destination Gettysburg's 70th anniversary. And so it's fitting that we have two of the organization's past leaders with us tonight, Philip Magaldi and Norris Flowers. Thank you both for being with us. And when everyone arrived tonight, hopefully you had a chance to view the panels outside the ballroom displaying images from the last 70 years of tourism in Gettysburg and Adams County. This organization and local tourism industry have certainly grown and evolved since 1955. But long before the Gettysburg Travel Council was even an idea, tourism established its roots in Gettysburg. Within days of the Great Battle in July 1863, people came here to see where the two armies met and the battles that happened here. Photographers came to document the ravages of war and the scenes where the fighting occurred. And people were curious about the Battle of Gettysburg and visited for the first time. As a result, goods and services, such as hotels and inns, evolved to accommodate the needs of the increasing numbers of travelers. This all happened organically, long before there was an official tourism group. In the early 1950s, stakeholders in Gettysburg decided that the time was right to officially market this region and capture the revenue potential of visitors. The efforts of those trailblazers and thousands of stakeholders, business owners, and frontline employees over the last 70 years have built the vibrant tourism industry that flourishes today. Business people such as Leroy Smith, Joe Rosensteel, Charles Bender, and Helen Snyder organized these efforts, and the Gettysburg Travel Council was born. In the mid-1950s, early tourism moved from the Chamber of Commerce to the new Travel Council. In the first years, there was no official staff and not much of a budget, but stakeholders volunteered to attend trade shows, distribute literature, and promote Gettysburg and the historic nature of our destination. The train station on Carlisle Street was renovated to be the Travel Council's office. In the early 1960s, staff was hired, and Polly Adamick served as the first executive director from 1960 to 1975. The Travel Council produced the first visitor information guides, and the focus was on promoting events. The 100th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg in 1963 was a huge focus and helped to drive tourism. The Cyclorama building opened in 1962 as a visitor center, and the Gettysburg National Museum became the official museum and visitor center in 1974. Other events and milestones in these decades include the first battle reenactments in the early 1960s, the first Apple Harvest Holiday Festival in 1961, park visitation hitting 1.6 million in 1977, and thanks in large part to the efforts of Travel Council Chair Paul Witt, an original handwritten copy of the Gettysburg Address went on display in Gettysburg in 1979. Philip McGaldy joined as managing director in 1981 and oversaw operations for the next 25 plus years. Philip initiated more sophisticated methods of marketing and promotion and established closer media relations to help tell the story of Gettysburg. The Gettysburg Travel Council rebranded in 1995 to be named the Gettysburg Convention and Visitors Bureau. The local tourism industry continued to evolve with growth in events and tourism infrastructure. And Jim Cole came on as executive director in 1975 and helped lead promotional efforts during the bicentennial. Some other highlights of this era include the Eisenhower National Historic Site, opened to the public in 1980. The 125th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg was commemorated in 1988. Civil War reenacting peaked during this time. 20,000 reenactors participated in the 125th battle anniversary. The Ken Burns PBS Civil War documentary series came out in 1990, and the movie Gettysburg premiered to sold-out theaters in 1993. It was certainly an exciting time to be part of the local tourism industry. And I actually meant to mention Jim Cole before Philip, so Jim came right before Philip came on board. But then in 2005, Norris Flowers arrived as president and CEO and oversaw a period of organizational growth. Technological advances such as destination websites, digital media, and social media came to the forefront. A significant highlight of Norris's time was the 150th anniversary of the battle in 2013, and the international attention that this organization helped to attract to Gettysburg. A county-wide lodging tax was established in 2000 and expanded in 2012, which provided a sustainable revenue source to support tourism marketing and led to this organization's growth into a modern destination marketing organization. Increased tourism marketing resulted in higher visitation and record-setting economic impact from tourism in Adams County. Another rebranding followed in 2015, with the organization being renamed Destination Gettysburg. Also during this period, the new Gettysburg National Military Park Museum and Visitor Center opened in 2008, and this was followed by later openings of the Seminary Ridge Museum, the World War II American Experience, and the Beyond the Battle Museum, significantly adding to our tourism infrastructure. COVID-19 interrupted this momentum, and while visitation to Gettysburg and Adams County has largely recovered since then, the impacts of the pandemic are still being felt today. I came on board as president and CEO in March 2021 and set to work rebuilding the team as our organization emerged from the pandemic. Now we're utilizing modern research tools to help us understand our visitors better and influence marketing decisions. With a new strategic plan driving innovative programming, we're building on the hard work and success of our predecessors to take the local tourism industry to new heights. Everyone associated with this organization, from former leaders and staff members to the current team, from board members and volunteers to business partners and tourism employees, and to our elected officials, has helped Destination Gettysburg and the local tourism industry achieve the remarkable success that has been built over the last 70 years. Thank you, and let's all give each other a round of applause. Now, let's fast forward to the present and take a look at recent tourism accomplishments. In 2024, our destination received several significant accolades. Travel and Leisure magazine named Gettysburg one of their 12 best small East Coast towns, and readers of USA Today voted several local museums among the nation's best. The Beyond the Battle Museum was voted as the best new museum in America, and the World War II Museum ranked as 5th on that list. The Shriver House and National Apple Museums were voted among the top 10 best small-town museums, and the Children of Gettysburg 1863 Museum was named the 8th best children's museum in the country. Tonight, we're excited to reveal the 2025 Destination Gettysburg Getaway Guide. The guide was renamed to align it with the new statewide branding of Pennsylvania as America's Great Getaway. This guide was produced by Destination Gettysburg in collaboration with Today Media and Boom Creative. Steve Lassiter with Today Media is here tonight with his team, so please say hi to Steve and say hello to him and his team, and take home one of our new visitor guides, which are located out at the registration table. The cover of this year's guide features a family visiting the iconic 44th New York Infantry Monument at the restored Little Round Top. We also have copies of our 2024 annual report to share with you. It provides a summary of the work Destination Gettysburg did for you, our partners, our visitors, and community over the last year. I'm proud to share with you tonight some of those accomplishments. Last year, Destination Gettysburg launched 2 new trails for the enjoyment and engagement of visitors and residents. The Adams County Blossom Belt highlights 13 stops in Upper Adams County for ideal viewing of blossoming apple and fruit trees, as well as fun places to eat, shop, and play while enjoying the views. And in partnership with several key stakeholders, the Gettysburg Black History Trail was developed and launched in June 2024. This trail brings the experiences and contributions of Black Americans in Gettysburg and Adams County to our visitors and community, and it is also helping us to attract new audiences to visit here. 2024 also saw the much anticipated reopening of Little Round Top. Far and away one of the most popular spots on the battlefield, Little Round Top has been closed for restoration since midsummer 2022. After extensive work to enhance the visitor experience by reestablishing, preserving, and protecting the features that make up this part of the battlefield, Little Round Top reopened in June 2024 and is back among the most visited locations in Gettysburg. And 2 other locations saw new beginnings and rebirths last year. Max Felty and the Gettysburg Tour Center celebrated the opening of a brand new building, replacing the company's home that had stood on Baltimore Street since the 1960s. The new building greets visitors as they make their way into town coming from the National Visitor Center. And Gettysburg welcomed the Barn Resort, featuring the farmhouse restaurant, serving the public and hosting many of the motorcoach groups that visit Gettysburg. Additional amenities in this first phase include a ballroom, bar, and extensive gift shop and arcade. Owner Brian Smith and his team have big plans for this exciting new venue. These additions and reopenings add to all the wonderful amenities and iconic history that attract visitors to Gettysburg and Adams County. 2024 started with national predictions of travel returning to normal levels after the post-pandemic surge in travel demand. We saw evidence of this in Adams County as hotel occupancy rates dipped a few percentage points. Visitation remained strong, however, and Adams County posted one of the strongest ever years for lodging revenue, collecting over $66 million from overnight visitors. Hotel rates set another record in 2024 at over $132 a night. That strong lodging revenue supports our tourism industry and community. Visitors provide nearly 90% of Destination Gettysburg's funding through a 5% lodging tax on overnight stays in Adams County. This enables our team to create dynamic marketing campaigns to promote our destination and attract visitors. We also engage and support our partners in an impactful way and assist other community organizations. The work done by everyone in the local tourism industry has enormous economic impact on Adams County. Economic data from the Pennsylvania Tourism Office shows that in 2023, the most recent year that data is available, tourism generated over $786 million and supported over 5,000 jobs in Adams County. That's a record for visitor spending in Adams County, adding over $40 million to the pre-COVID record of $745 million generated in 2019. This revenue also produced over $80 million in local, state, and federal taxes. This tax money is generated almost entirely by visitors and helps support the essential services enjoyed by residents of Gettysburg and Adams County. In 2024, we used the Arrivalist Visitation Platform to help us obtain detailed pictures of our visitors' movements while they're visiting in Adams County. We are able to identify the attractions, shopping and dining venues, hotels, and other spots that our guests visited. These insights are taken from hundreds of thousands of visits in 2024, providing key data to help us strategically promote our destination to audiences based on demographics, interests, and points of origin. More than 2/3 of the visitors sampled by Arrivalist stayed overnight in Adams County, and their average length of stay was over 2 nights. Here's a list of the most popular things to do for our visitors according to Arrivalist's rankings in 2024. This list shows that people continue to visit traditional favorite spots like the Gettysburg National Military Park Museum and Visitor Center, the Dobbin House, and Gettysburg Battlefield bus tours. Relative newcomer Beyond the Battle Museum is 5th on the list, and the Outlet Shops continues to be a popular site with visitors as well. As the official destination marketing organization for Gettysburg and Adams County, our mission is to promote the area as a premier travel destination. Through these efforts, we put Adams County in front of millions of potential visitors every year through our marketing campaigns. Last year, in addition to our seasonal campaigns, we launched 2 new major campaigns, For the People and What Matters. For the People focuses on visitors seeking an inclusive historic destination, while What Matters targets families looking to create lasting memories. Social media is a key part of our marketing strategy and a terrific way to engage with visitors, partners, and our community. In 2024, Destination Gettysburg's social media efforts generated remarkable success, increasing the organization's audience by 75% and boosting impressions by over 100% across all major platforms. Total impressions throughout the year exceeded 14 million. Destination Gettysburg used strategic media outreach to build relationships with top-tier publications and hosted 24 journalist visits to secure impactful placements across regional and national media outlets, reinforcing our region as a premier travel destination. Regional publications such as Susquehanna Style, WTHR Indianapolis, Penn Live, and Lonely Planet ran stories that we pitched. And significant pieces about Gettysburg were featured in major outlets such as the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, NPR, and Smithsonian Magazine. Gettysburg and Adams County remain one of the country's top bus group travel destinations, attracting thousands of student, youth, and adult groups every year. To promote the destination to the motor coach market, our sales team and group partners attended 11 state, national, and international trade shows and conferences, including the American Bus Association Annual Marketplace, U.S. Travel Association's IPW, and the Student, Youth, and Travel Association's annual meeting. And we literally took our group-friendly marketing on the road in 2024. With partner DMOs in Hershey and Lancaster, we wrapped the group tour bus in our Keystone Crossroads branding and sent it on the road throughout the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And we'll keep this traveling billboard rolling throughout 2025. Also this year, Gettysburg will host one of the premier state motor coach trade shows when we welcome the Maryland Motor Coach Association's annual marketplace to the Wyndham Hotel in September. This event will attract hundreds of group leaders and tour operators who will meet with local group partners and tour venues and attractions. Destination Gettysburg sales team also traveled to promote our destination and its lodging properties to meeting and event planners. Our team met with hundreds of potential clients at various trade shows across the state and the country, attracting corporate events, association meetings, military reunions, and gatherings of club and hobby enthusiasts. A new focus of our prospecting efforts going forward is utilizing the Noland Event Intelligence Database. Our sales team will use this interactive tool to identify new meetings and conferences to attract to our destination and develop leads for our hotels and conference facilities. Last year, our partnership department welcomed 27 new partners to the Destination Gettysburg family. Throughout the year, the team worked alongside partners to enhance visitor experiences, provide educational opportunities, and foster connections within the community. The partnership team worked to enhance our dynamic and welcoming destination, benefiting visitors, residents, and the local economy. Visitor service representatives engaged nearly 3,000 guests, triple the number from the prior year. Our VSRs are a welcoming presence every day at the Gettysburg National Military Park Museum and Visitor Center. The VSR team also attended 11 community events, promoted Adams County at 4 travel expos, including AAA showcases in Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and welcomed conference attendees by providing visitor information at 9 meetings market events hosted by our partners. And we're now in the middle of our 3-year strategic plan, and the staff focused on taking our work to the next level. The plan consists of 4 strategic pillars encompassing 19 initiatives designed to ensure Destination Gettysburg and the local tourism industry execute the ideal strategies to ensure our destination and organization thrive well into the future. Our work touched all 19 strategic initiatives, providing immediate results and laying the groundwork to build on these efforts and achieve even more success. Highlights of our progress include bolstered non-peak seasons by creating and hosting the first ever Gettysburg Loves Love event in February, and launched the new Adams County Blossom Belt in March. With key community stakeholders, developed and launched the Gettysburg Black History Trail, created new videos to highlight the people and places of Adams County, participated in statewide advocacy, resulting in increased funding for Pennsylvania tourism marketing, and launched a campaign encouraging local residents to be tourists in their own backyards. And we're proud that every year, Destination Gettysburg makes a positive impact on many nonprofit organizations that support tourism and our overall resident community through our Community Investment Program. Our Community Investment Committee reviews donation requests, and our Board of Directors approves the contributions. Last year, Destination Gettysburg made 37 donations totaling $75,000 to community nonprofit organizations, including supporting 17 community groups through the annual giving spree. These organizations enhance the quality of life for our residents and contribute greatly to the experiences our visitors enjoy. We appreciate and support the work they do. Thank you very much, and now please welcome Carl Whitehill, Destination Gettysburg's Vice President, to the stage.
Oops. Us short people have to move the mic. Thank you, Carl. As honored as Destination Gettysburg team is to be part of such an institution here in Adams County, our energy is focused firmly on the present and the future. We're using this incredible foundation built by many of you in this room to ensure that Adams County is not just a thriving community, but a destination that millions of travelers from around the world will continue to visit for the next 70 years and beyond. As much as things have changed, we'll learn about those in a minute, the fundamentals of tourism have not changed. Reaching, inspiring, converting, and engaging. The good news is that big things are on the horizon for the Adams County tourism community. You've already heard Carl talk a little bit about the redevelopment of the Barn Resort, but what you see there now is just the beginning. We eagerly await lodging, more event space, an RV park, and more. Our team is excited to see what developer Brian Smith will bring this long abandoned property, as well as the All-Star Events Complex. The Pennsylvania Agricultural Discovery Center has found a home in Adams County. This $26 million project is envisioned to immerse visitors, especially school-aged children, into the world of agriculture through a 4D theater, interactive exhibits, a playground, and more. It was announced last week that the Pennsylvania Agricultural Discovery Center has signed a letter of intent for 23 acres south of the outlet shops of Gettysburg. This is a very big deal for Adams County. This summer, we will welcome the Gettysburg Excursion Train, a tour that brings visitors from downtown Gettysburg into the Adams County countryside. You'll hear more directly from the company later this evening. I won't spoil it for him. And finally, Destination Gettysburg looks to build upon its networks of trails this year with the new temporary passports to highlight unique sectors in the destination. These 30 to 90-day trails aim to give short bursts of energy to our businesses. Think ice cream trail, think coffee trail, think niche parts of our Civil War history. These can all be small temporary trails that really captivate visitors. While we're excited about the upcoming developments across the destination, our team must adapt to the changes in the marketing landscape like never before. The beginning of Destination Gettysburg's 70-year marketing history was largely built around its printed visitor guide, group travel marketplaces, and advertising placed in magazines and broadcast media. In other words, seeing an ad and ordering a visitor guide was more or less all you needed to get inspired and book your trip to Adams County. And our young staff remind me every single day about the attention span that just shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And I think it's less than a second now, folks. So we have our work cut out for us. The extraordinarily small team at the then-known Gettysburg Travel Council worked tirelessly and successfully to fulfill visitor guide requests, distribute brochure to travelers, and represent the destination on the road at a variety of shows and events, many of which we still attend today. In the 1990s, came websites, email marketing, and in early 2000s came the first hints of social media marketing, blogging, video, and digital advertising. Today, the team, thankfully, is much bigger, right, Philip? But is facing an ever-changing toolbox of marketing strategies and channels. While the ability to target the right people in the right places at the right time with the right message is unprecedented, organizations such as Destination Gettysburg must be ready to adapt quickly to what seems to be a new marketing landscape every few months. Now we're standing face to face with the opportunities that artificial intelligence brings to brands and consumers around the world. Our staff is dissecting the advantages of AI with the threats of authenticity to our destination and to our marketing. As more and more consumers opt for digital platforms over print publications and travel guides, and as young visitors turn to social media outlets for travel inspiration and to plan their trips, destination marketing organizations need to be poised to pivot more than ever. At the same time, we must refine and retarget our messages to reach unique audiences that are important to the longevity of Adams County as one of Mid-Atlantic's top destinations. We're building strategies to reach Black travelers, homeschool families, modern military veterans, car clubs, and more. It's an exciting time to be part of destination marketing, but at the same time, it's challenging to not only understand what's effective now, but what will be successful in the months and years ahead. One of the strengths of our teams is our generational diversity, a strong blend of new ideas, tried and true practices, and a vision for the future and appetite for success. What does tourism marketing look like in 10, 20 years? We're not exactly sure, but we'll be ready. But what we do know is that we're about to celebrate a birthday. We are incredibly excited to take advantage of this opportunity to bring millions of travelers to Adams County over the next 2 years to stand in a place where our nation was saved. Here in Adams County, the 250th anniversary of America is much bigger than 1776. We share with the world our local contributions to our nation's history, bringing to life stories from the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War II, and many more eras. The team at Destination Gettysburg, as well as the Adams County Steering Commission for America 250 PA, fully believes you cannot tell the story of America without Gettysburg. To celebrate, it is the goal of the Adams County Steering Commission to host 200 events in 2026. Of course, we invite you to be part of this epic commemoration. So that brings us to tonight's featured speaker. Our featured speaker tonight is Cassandra Coleman, Executive Director of America 250 PA. She was appointed to this role in 2019. Yes, she's been working on America 250 that long. She reminded us it's going on 7 years. She was appointed to this role in 2019 by the Pennsylvania Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial. Cassandra has spent a lifetime in public service, beginning at a very young age At 20, she was appointed mayor of her hometown of Exeter Borough in Luzerne County. And this is the cool part. She was filling the unexpired role of her late grandfather, Mayor Joseph Coyne. This appointment made her one of the youngest female mayors in American history. She was later re-elected mayor twice. She was featured in Oprah magazine in a segment titled Women Who Defy Age and part of an NBC News story, The Smart Woman. Prior to her appointment, Cassandra served as special advisor to Governor Tom Wolf and director of Governor Wolf's Northeast and Central offices. In this role, she was responsible for intergovernmental and constituency services on behalf of the governor in 28 Pennsylvania counties. But tonight, Cassandra is here on behalf of America 250 PA, the statewide commission to ensure that this milestone anniversary is one to remember, including right here in Gettysburg and Adams County. Please welcome Cassandra Coleman.
Thank you so much, Carl, and thank you for having me here tonight. It's an honor to be with all of you, especially again here in Adams County, where the echoes of history are louder than most places in this nation. From the turning point of the Civil War to President Lincoln's words on the battlefield just minutes from here, Gettysburg has long stood as a symbol of sacrifice, of resilience, and the ongoing pursuit for a more perfect union. That spirit lives on today as Destination Gettysburg welcomes the millions who visit Adams County seeking meaning, perspective, and connection. That's why we're proud that America 250 PA's programming has resonated here and why we are excited to help lift up the local voices and institutions carrying this history forward. So let's talk about where we started and how far we've come. As Carl mentioned, I have been with this commission since inception. However, the commission was created back in 2018 by the Pennsylvania legislature and the governor. And, really looking at that, and back then, I remember, again, working for Governor Wolf. I was handling special projects. The legislation was passed. And the governor calls and says, Cassandra, I really want you to take a look at this. And I was not born for the bicentennial. But I remember reading through this legislation, and it took me about a week, and I went back to him and I said, I want to do this, because there is so much opportunity here. There's opportunity to tell Pennsylvania's story, there's opportunity to have impact on communities across this Commonwealth, and so we got started. So it took us about a year to get all of the appointments for the commission, which are 24 appointments, 24 private citizens and 15 ex officio members. And we launched the commission in September of 2019. Back then, we were the first in the nation to have the foresight to look forward and say, we want to make sure that Pennsylvania is in the spotlight. And I like to say to my colleagues across the nation that, America was born here, it was saved here, it was built here with our steel mills in Pittsburgh, and it was powered here by our coal mines. They can't claim that. We can. So ultimately, it was a natural fit that Pennsylvania truly is known as the gold standard across the nation on the 250th efforts. Something that was very, very important was making sure that we truly showed bipartisanship around the commission. So one of the things the governor and I did very early on was we sat down and we called all of the former governors and asked all of the former governors, as well as Governor Wolf at that time, to co-chair this project. They all agreed. And now we're proud to announce as well that Governor Shapiro is also amongst that list. Something, again, that was very important was making sure that based on the legislation that this truly was an initiative for all 67 counties, every Pennsylvanian in every county. And how did we do that? Well, we ensured that we had a county advisory committee, one person appointed from each of the 67 counties to ensure that we had representation from all 67. We also wanted to ensure that we were asking everyday Pennsylvanians what they wanted to see, what they wanted to be involved in throughout the 250th anniversary and the lead up to. And we had pushed out a Pennsylvania survey back in 2019. We were really happy with the results. We had results and respondents from all 67 counties, and the demographics of the survey were very closely matched with the last census of Pennsylvania. So, from there, we identified 14 focus areas and 12 platforms. All of our programs, our projects, and our events are all built to address those focus areas and built under these platforms. And from there, we adopted the mission. We were aiming to make 2026 epic as we educate, preserve, innovate, and celebrate everything that Pennsylvania has to offer. So then we began building the strong foundation. And as Carl mentioned, it was super, super important to me as a former local borough mayor to make sure that we were truly building this from the ground up. We wanted to make sure that voices were heard, that communities were highlighted, and nobody knows that better than the people living in those communities, the organizations that roll up their sleeves and do the work, the elected officials on the ground. So we were so proud to be the first state in the nation to announce that all counties passed the 250th resolution, becoming partners and adopting the EPIC mission. We wanted to take it a step further. I am biased towards local government, but we wanted to make sure again that we also not only involved again the counties, we involved localities. To date, we have over 400 local municipal governments, townships, boroughs, cities, villages, who have passed the resolution again, becoming partners at the table with us. And we have also 300 local nonprofits from across the Commonwealth representing 57 counties that have become partners. And this is an opportunity, this anniversary is an opportunity to highlight all of the work that all of these counties and localities and nonprofits are doing long before America D50 PA, and they're going to be doing it long after us as we do sunset. And each region and each community, as I mentioned, has its own story and history to be proud of. And here in Adams County, those stories are as rich and as rooted as the orchards that blanket the region. And they're not just a powerful engine for local tourism and agriculture, but they're a reminder of the generations of Pennsylvanians who have shaped this land, cared for it, and stayed rooted in their communities. We wanted to ensure that there were options, so many in fact, as far as our programming and projects, that every Pennsylvanian could get involved in this anniversary. So currently, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of our ongoing programs and projects that have been launched statewide. Our Direct Effect Innovation Challenge, which is a partnership with over 40 colleges and universities. It challenges Pennsylvania students to come up with integrated marketing concepts to answer the challenge we issued that year. We've had over 350 students participate. They come to Harrisburg, they present on the Capitol Media Center stage, and then work with us on implementing their plans. Our Bells Across PA, which is our arts initiative, we will be placing 108 fiberglass 3x3 on a 1-foot base bells across the Commonwealth, a minimum of one in each of the counties. We are working with Visit Pennsylvania. There will be a Bells Across PA trail that will list all of these bells, encouraging not only Pennsylvanians to get out and visit and see these bells, but also tourists. Our semi-quincentennial bells, these are bronze permanent bells. These were created to tell those undertold or lesser known stories that may have been left out of the history books. Our first bell was dedicated 2 years ago at the Dennis Farm up in Susquehanna County, which is the longest continuously owned African-American owned farm in the country, right here in the Commonwealth. So we're really, really excited again to be telling these undertold stories as well through our semi-quin bells. Our Liberty Trees is a partnership with the Pennsylvania Freemasons, planting a certified Liberty tree in each of the 67 counties. These are the trees that the revolutionaries used to make their plans under. They are propagated from those original tulip poplars. Our Pennsylvania Day effort. This is a volunteer effort. Up until last year, we were the only 250th organization in the nation that had a volunteer component along with our programming and projects. We ask Pennsylvanians to come out and help us at food banks. We do community and beautification projects in partnership with Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. So July 19th and 20th this year, please save the dates. Memorial flags. This is in partnership with the Pennsylvania Department of Military and Veteran Affairs, as well as the Pennsylvania American Legions and the VFWs. May 16th of 2026, we will be deploying volunteers across the Commonwealth to help support and put American flags on as many service member grave sites as we can for the semi-quincentennial. We also have our Service Member Spotlight Series. This is available on our website. Every person in this room knows a Pennsylvania service member that deserves to be honored for their sacrifice and their dedication to this country. Please go on our website and nominate them. We will spotlight them, and then in 2026, we will be capping the year in November with a large Veterans Day event honoring them and their families. Our road to 2026, our health and wellness effort. We actually had Independence Blue Cross, Capital Blue Cross, and Highmark come together. They are competitors. They came together for this historic milestone anniversary to encourage Pennsylvanians to get out and get healthy by 2026, but also to do that in our state parks, to really see the beauty around us. We have a podcast series that launched. Again, you can go to our website to suggest stories and speakers for that. And our kids program, I have a 10-year-old at home, so this is a special one for me. Our Keystone Classroom Initiative, we go into schools across the Commonwealth. We read, K is for Keystone, with community leaders and guest readers. And that also is a book that is illustrated and written by Pennsylvanians. And after the reading, we partner with local mascots, including our own, which is the Keystone Kid, who come into the school with, again, backpacks full of Pennsylvania goodies for these students, teaching them about the important role that Pennsylvania played in the last 250 years of our nation and at an age-appropriate level. This program alone, the Keystone Classroom Initiative, will actually reach 50,000 Pennsylvania students by 2026. We are well on our way at about 35,000 as we speak. Our semi-quin scholarships, we will be granting $250,000 in scholarships next year to Pennsylvania seniors who choose to continue their education here in Pennsylvania. Those will be announced next April. We also have our officially recognized status. If you are planning for 250 and you have a program, a project, or an event and would like to partner with us, all of that information is also on our website. And now, let's look forward. What do we have coming up? What do we have going on? Well, Pennsylvania will be the focus in 2026, and we want to make sure that we can package all of these amazing stories and all of these amazing communities and really showcase this to the rest of the country and the world. And for us, this is a whole year. We start January 1 and we don't stop till December 31 of 2026. So we are now shifting gears, and my team is shifting gears, so that we are now starting to really support those localized efforts, amplifying those, as well as finalizing all of our signature events for next year. Couple ways of doing that. Thanks to the generous support of the governor and the legislature, we received $1 million in last year's budget to re-grant out in semi-quincentennial grants. Last fall, we granted $490,000 out to 33 organizations across 18 counties, planning programs and events for the semi-quincentennial. The next round opens tomorrow. So please, if you're interested, go to our website where you can find more information about that. There is an additional request with the Commonwealth for this budget cycle to do this again in the fall, to really, again, amplify and support those localized efforts. Hot off the presses, we just finalized this on Friday. There will also be an additional grant round to host a Lecture 250 series in 2026. So if there's interest in that, more information will be coming out on our website. We will be doing kickoff events in all 67 counties starting January 16th of 2026. I'll be on the road for 13 and a half days, visiting all 67 counties, really, again, making sure that all counties feel that they're part of this initiative. And we'll have a big presence, and we're partnering with the Pennsylvania Farm Show and Agriculture to make sure next year is 250 themed. Another exciting announcement is we will be launching our mobile experiential unit. This July 4th out in Gettysburg. It will travel the Commonwealth for a year and culminate at the July 4th events in Philadelphia. It will be coming here to Adams County. It will travel to some of the largest festivals and events. This unit, I mean, really is amazing. It incorporates AR into the design. It has a recording studio right in it where you can go and talk about your stories from the bicentennial, your hopes and dreams for 26, what you would tell the planners of 50 years. And also, we have a game show that's going to be incorporated in it. We're in the development phase of that right now. Really challenging Pennsylvanians about Pennsylvania history. What do they know? Doing kind of a Family Feud-like situation with the game show. So we're really, really excited for that. So please watch for that to be coming around too. Another really exciting announcement is our Commonwealth Concert Series. That was really important to the governor and the legislature to make sure that, the large-scale concerts that happen in Philadelphia for July 4th happen across the Commonwealth. So there will be 5 additional large-scale concerts, festival-like, free to Pennsylvanians that will be happening starting Memorial Day weekend out in State College that will honor our Pennsylvania service members. It'll travel around and then end July 4th in Philadelphia, along with a whole host of other events that again will be finalized by Q2 of this year. So this anniversary really truly is it's a once in a generation opportunity. And I challenge each and every one of you to embrace this moment and use it as a springboard forward. While all these events and the focus will be on 2026, we also need to use this to help us shape the future of the Commonwealth for generations to come. This is our moment to learn from our history, truly embrace how far we've come here in the present, but as I mentioned, most importantly, reimagine our future. And every single one of you will help us pave the path forward, and I look forward to having each of you join us and become a part of history. So thank you again for having me tonight.
Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Kelly. They both traveled quite a distance to be here, and they have to travel quite a distance to go home tonight. Cassandra's still a resident of Luzerne County. She's not the mayor of Exeter anymore, though. No? Okay. I think a long-standing and continued concern generally is that we want to make sure that America 250th is not just about Philadelphia. We want to be on the radar of the state. And I think, thank you. And I think Cassandra being here tonight is proof that we are on their radar and there's good things to come from the state, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you. I mentioned a couple big projects earlier. Of course, the ongoing development at the Barn Resort and the Pennsylvania Agricultural Discovery Center. Here's another doozy of a project. We've been waiting for this for a long time, and so have our visitors. I was just telling somebody at our table that I think the last excursion train left town probably about 15 years ago, and people still ask about it. Visitors still ask about it. And so, what an opportunity to bring something back here, and it's coming, it's happening, it's real. We got to see some pictures of some restored train cars, and it really all of a sudden became very real for us. And so we're very excited. With us tonight, just to give us a short little preview of what to expect, is Ben Wallen. He's a regional operations manager with Patriot Rail, who owns the excursion train. And Ben is our guy on the ground, he says. He is here. He's a Gettysburg resident, and he has been a Gettysburg resident for a little bit more than a year. So he is our guy. So get to know him, and really excited to see what Patriot Rail is bringing. So Ben Wallen.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me. Like I said, my name's Ben Wallen. I'm the Regional Operations Manager here at the Gettysburg and Northern Railroad. And I've been given the opportunity tonight to discuss the excursion train that we're going to be opening up this year. Shooting for late summer, probably August, September timeframe. But really excited for the opportunity to be here tonight to tell you guys kind of a little behind the scenes of what we're looking at. So got a few slides here, have a few pictures as well, but we'll kind of start off talking about the depot. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the work that's being done to the historic depot there on Washington and Constitution there, but it's kind of an old building. 1880s is when it was built, and going through a pretty extensive remodeling. It's been a lot of different things. I think it was even a pizza joint at some point, so it's seen a lot of different things there, but we're excited to get that back to what it historically should be there. So that's going to be where the excursion begins there, and from there it will travel about 10 miles up to Aspers, Pennsylvania. That will be kind of our standard bread and butter run, if you will. Once we reach Aspers, we'll turn around and come back there. We've worked with the Adams County Historical Society to build a narrative, so we'll have some talking points that we can share with the public, that historical things that happen along the right-of-way, different countryside scenery and things such as that. So we'll also provide some themed trains, some holiday different trains. A very popular one is typically the Christmas train. We'll dress up the depot and bring Santa Claus in, and that's a really popular one with all of the kids and families. It's a really fun atmosphere. But we'll also do things like ghost trains for around Halloween and things like that to kind of provide different experiences throughout the year. So we've also been in contact with probably a lot of you in this room about working together to bring different things, maybe like food and beverage type tasting train, and we're really open to a lot of different things and excited to really bring a lot to the table here. So the other type train we're going to have is a charter type train. So that'll be if one large group wanted to rent the entire train out, they would have the opportunity to do that. Starting off 2025, the schedule is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one train Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. That will expand as we move into years to come. But something that charter train will allow us to do is we can accommodate. So if somebody wants to come and have a charter train earlier in the week, we can definitely make that happen. So as you can see, that's our map there. Like I said, we'll kind of start there in Gettysburg and head up to Aspers. But we do have operating rights all the way to Mount Holly Springs. That's about a 25-mile run up, which would mean it would be a 50-mile run round trip. That would be about a 5-hour trip. That's something that we could do on the charter train. The standard train just to Aspers is about 10 miles up, 10 miles back, so it'll be right around a 2-hour trip. So. This is a aerial view of the property there. You can see the depot in the bottom right corner there. We're beefing up the parking, as I know that can be an issue sometimes. We're also going to lease some of the parking lots the college has to the west there to provide ample parking to our riders. You can see there along the train tracks there, that's where we're going to be loading people on and off. So. That's kind of the aerial view of that. The top left there is what we're looking at today. The top right is going to be what the finished product is going to look like, kind of restoring some of the historical colors and really doing that building justice to what it really should be. We're really excited. You can see the bottom left there. That's going to be the A-frame. That's kind of where we'll house people to get ready to go ride the train there. So. And then finally, the rail cars. So, these have a very unique background. 1950s, you can see there, but they were part of the Ringling Brothers circus train cars. We've purchased 5 of those. They're being restored, completely gutted, painted. They're going to be really, really sharp looking whenever we put them out there. But really excited for the opportunity on all of those things. So. That's all I really have for the pictures. Now, I will say on the way out, I have a couple stacks of brochures. Please pick up a couple of those and share them with your friends and neighbors. And can't wait to see you guys come ride with us this year. So, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And as we continue to celebrate, which we definitely are tonight, I want to say thank you once again to all the partners in the room who are making everything happen. Just like Ben said, there's information on your way out in the atrium, including our Blossom Belt. If you guys want to do a free Blossom Belt tour, sign up out there. We're going to be doing that around April 22nd, so check that out as well. And right now, I'm going to bring up our board chair, Timbrel, once again, because it is time for partner milestone anniversaries. So another reason to celebrate, and we're here 70 years, and I think you'll be shocked with how many of our partners have been with us for quite a while.
I need the list. Oh. Okay. If anyone here has ever spoken with my husband, he's our technology expert for my businesses.
Here we go.
I wish he were up here right now. Okay. Here we go. So we are going to call up your names. We're going to start with the 10-year anniversary folks. And you come up and meet Amy in front of the stage. We'll get started. So 10 years, Gettysburg Polish Pottery. Regimental Quartermaster. Gettysburg Area Recreation Authority. "15 years, Adams County Winery. Gettysburg Wine Shop. Gettysburg Eddies. Gettysburg Ghost Tours and Paranormal Association. Gettysburg Licensed Town Guides. GraphCom. Hickory Hollow Horse Farm. Historic Gettysburg, Adams County. The Lion Potter. Delivery. Reed's Orchard and Winery. Adams County Historical Society. And Freedom Transit. 20-year partners. Celebrating milestones are Ghostly Images, Holiday Inn Express, Hanover, Lincoln Leadership Institute, Main Street, Gettysburg, "30-year partners, Gaslight Inn,
I don't feel that old.
35 years, Gettysburg Group Reservations, Hotel Gettysburg, Inn at Her Ridge, Round Top Campground, 45 years, Colton Motel, and 50 years, Adams County National Bank, and the Association of Licensed Battlefield Guides, And finally, 55 years. Gettysburg Battlefield Bus Tours, and Jenny Wade House Museum. So a big thanks to all of these partners who have been with us, some for a very long time and some just getting started, but it takes all of you to be a part of our organization to make it the success that it is. And Amy's reminding me at the very, very end, she would like to have your pictures taken. So everyone's going to gather at the far side of the room, and we will do that at the end of the program. Okay. Moving on, every year Destination Gettysburg bestows a Distinguished Tourism Honor, the Jim Getty Spirit of Gettysburg Award. And this goes to an individual in the Adams County tourism community who exemplifies leadership, dedication, and significant contributions to the tourism industry. The award is in honor of well-known Abraham Lincoln presenter Jim Getty, who passed away in 2015. Before I announce this year's winner, we would like to take a moment to recognize past Jim Getty Award recipients, many who are here tonight. So we'll start with Jackie White. I know I saw Jackie here. Paul Witt. I think I saw Paul Witt here also. Rick Beamer. Nancy Goodmestead. Randy File, and Max Felty. And I'd also like to remember Andy Larson, the 2020 Jim Getty Award winner who passed away in 2023. So tonight's honoree is known for her creativity, talent, leadership, and dedication to providing transcendental experiences for our visitors. This is a person who does not seek out attention, so we are proud to recognize her with this award. So let's roll this video.
Like Jim Getty, they were both transplants to the area. They really fell in love with this community and wanted to make it their own and make it a better place. They were both very giving of their time, and they both helped make the experience here in the Gettysburg and Adams County so much better. That's why I nominated this individual.
Past winners have included Max Felty, Randy File, Nancy Goodmestead, Jackie White, Rick Beamer, some real pillars of this community.
All stars, right?
And now we have Wendy Allen.
I'm really excited that Wendy's our winner this year, and I want to congratulate you, Wendy. This award goes to somebody who exemplifies the traits that James Getty brought to his role here in Gettysburg, and that's leadership and contribution to community and being a champion of tourism. And Wendy, you absolutely embody those qualities. So we're very excited to have you be this year's winner of the Jim Getty Award.
You know, as a young student and also as a young ranger working for the park, I knew Wendy. Wendy probably had no idea who I was. I knew Wendy because of her work through the Lincoln Fellowship, her artistic endeavors. So Wendy was already kind of a community leader that I was aware of before I actually had a relationship with her myself. The fellowship, their mission to make sure that Americans remember Lincoln in the words of the Gettysburg Address. It's a really powerful mission. And so it's an honor for the Park Service to be able to be part of that. A lot of times I'll think about how Wendy helps keep the story of the Battle of Gettysburg and what happened here alive. And I think 100 Nights of Taps is a great example of how she does that.
As a veteran, to be able to connect with fellow veterans here in Gettysburg, and this ceremony of 100 Nights of Taps and the Gettysburg National Soldier Cemetery has become a magnet to participate in that, to experience it, not only individually, but linked together with their fellow veterans. Everyone coming together in that setting makes it so meaningful.
And so when visitors leave that program, they're walking away, I think, thinking, pondering about the lives that were lost, the families that were shattered, but also what the battle meant, what the American Civil War meant. And that's a really difficult thing to do. That is a really difficult thing to do on this battlefield, at least to do it well. And Wendy does it for 100 nights, every night, for summer after summer after summer.
The reason I think Wendy is, deserving of this award is that she has brought, I think, new life to telling the same story that people have been telling here for a very long time.
It's really truthful, it's authentic, it's not fun, but it is very good for the soul.
I tell you, Wendy is a great leader, and she has the character, the ideas, really the genius.
She's so dedicated to this program in Lincoln, and it's a joy to be around her.
I think she challenges all of us on the board, the Lincoln Fellowship, to come up with new ideas, better the program, and so forth. She's just a great ambassador for Gettysburg in general.
It's very easy to get enthusiastic about what she's doing.
And you want to work with her.
Yes.
You want to pull her through with her ideas and help her get these things done. That's a sign of a true leader in my regard. 30 years in the military, been around all types of leadership. And Wendy truly is a leader.
When you look at the overall visitation that we get at the park, when you look at what programs we offer that are the most popular, every single year for the past 7 years, it's been 100 Nights of Taps. And so she's one of these individuals that, she has a dream and she makes it as pie in the sky as she can, but she usually ends up achieving that. And so it's wonderful to be able to be connected with her in that capacity because, one, selfishly, she makes the Park Service look good. She makes our operation look good. But on the other hand, I think it's a testament to her capabilities.
It was her vision, her determination, her leadership that created something that had not been there. I mean, she just didn't, see something that needed to be improved upon. I mean, she invented 100 Nights of Taps.
I hope that TAPS goes on forever. I'm getting old, so, I want this all to be something that will take hold and can be continued long after I'm gone.
When President Lincoln said, "It is for us the living, rather, to be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us," well, he must have had Wendy Allen in mind, because no one has been more dedicated to this great task than Wendy.
Congratulations, Wendy, on being named the 2025 Jim Getty Spirit of Gettysburg Award winner. Thank you for all you do for the success of tourism in Adams County. Please join us on the stage. Thank you. Well, they said I could say a few words, so I'm going to. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Here, this is yours.
beautiful. Thank you, Mary Grace and Moellen, genius young employees at Destination Gettysburg. Brilliant work. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thank you, Tammy Myers, for nominating me, and thank you, past winners. Such an amazing list of past winners for your vote and confidence. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. I had the honor of knowing Jim Getty for many years, and I'm sure you all know that he was a Lincoln Scholar. Jim and I were pretty good friends, and he would stroll down to the gallery and just kind of hang out. And when I was lucky enough to have him come down in his Lincoln presenting outfit, it even was better for my business, so I always appreciated that. We did art projects together, and especially through the Adams County Arts Council. And it's this kind of interdependence and I think partnerships that we see here in town that's so wonderful. We're all friends who love Gettysburg, and we work together to make it better for our community and for our national and international tourists. In 2015, Elaine and I went to the 200th anniversary of the reenactment of the Battle of Waterloo in Belgium. There were well over 6,000 reenactors, uniformed reenactors, and most of them could speak English and were very open to chatting when they weren't performing. We told them that we were from Gettysburg. Oh, Gettysburg, they would say. They became interested in what we were doing in Gettysburg more so than what they were doing as all of this great reenactment was transpiring around them, even Napoleon charging down the hill and so on. They wanted to know about Gettysburg. Gettysburg is a global, international historic touch point, and I think we should always keep that in mind. And then to answer the most asked question that I get, why do I paint Lincoln? I've been painting Lincoln for well over 40 years now. Well, one of my favorite authors was Dr. Richard Seltzer. He was at Yale, he was a surgeon, and actually he was my mom's surgeon at Yale. But he passed away recently, a marvelous writer and poet. In his series of essays entitled The Exact Location of the Soul, he concludes that the human soul resides in its wounds. It resides in its wounds. The strength and character of the soul are shaped by the wounds it works to overcome. I believe America's soul was born at the precise moment that Lincoln concluded his address at Gettysburg on November 19, 1863. His beautiful words, shaped by one of the most horrific battles of the devastating Civil War, ennobled the nation's sacrifices, and made true our sacred charters of freedom, the Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution. Painting his face over and over again in different styles and techniques has been my life's passion. So why Lincoln? I'm painting the exact location of America's soul. Thank you very much.
Wendy, you're a very deserving winner of this award. We're proud to have you join this prestigious list of honorees. Welcome to the club. You do so much for Gettysburg, and you never seek the spotlight, so we're happy to shine that on you a little bit tonight. Thank you. And thank you all for coming tonight. We're very excited about 2025 and the future of tourism in Adams County, and working together with dedicated partners and stakeholders like you, we know that tourism will continue to thrive and flourish here in Adams County. Thank you very much for coming tonight, and have a good night.